Faith begins within, long before success ever shows its face. Every great achievement in history, every innovation, every victory, every story of transformation began with one person daring to believe in something unseen. That belief doesn't come from the outside. It's born deep within, in the quiet spaces where no one's watching, no one's cheering, and no one's validating you. It's the invisible spark that tells you to keep going when everything else around you says stop. Faith within yourself is the foundation of greatness. Without it, no talent, opportunity, or connection can save you. Because if you don't believe in your own power, your own ability to rise, the world won't either. The most successful people aren't the ones who had the easiest start. They're the ones who refused to let self-doubt define them. They believed in the unseen version of themselves long before the world saw the proof. When you develop faith within, you stop waiting for permission to move forward. You stop needing validation from others because your confidence isn't built on their applause, it's built on your inner conviction. You begin to understand that you don't have to see the whole path to take the first step. Every dreamer who made history started with faith before the evidence existed. They didn't know how it would all come together, but they believed something inside them was stronger than any obstacle outside them. That kind of faith doesn't just motivate you, it transforms you. It gives you courage when you have no reason to be courageous. It gives you peace when the world around you is chaos, and it gives you strength when all logic says you should have fallen apart. Faith within is what separates those who quit from those who endure. It's what pushes you to keep building when no one believes in your vision, what drives you to keep trying after every failure, what whispers to your soul that this pain, this struggle, this waiting is not the end. When you nurture that belief, your energy changes, your focus sharpens, and your steps grow bolder. The world begins to bend toward your conviction, not because it's magic, but because belief creates movement. It forces you to show up differently, to speak differently, to live differently. Faith within is not about arrogance. It's about trust in your purpose, trust in your preparation, trust that what you carry inside is enough to change everything around you. The loudest voice that holds most people back is not the one that comes from critics, doubters, or haters. It's the voice inside their own mind. That whisper of uncertainty, that constant echo saying you can't, is what stops more dreams than failure ever could. Silencing that inner doubt is one of the hardest battles you will ever fight, because it's not about defeating others, it's about mastering yourself. Doubt grows when you feed it with fear, hesitation, and comparison. The moment you start believing that you're not ready, not talented enough, not smart enough, you begin building walls that only you can tear down. But the truth is, no one in this world was ever truly ready when they began. Everyone starts with fear. Everyone starts with uncertainty. But the difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is the decision to silence that inner critic and take action anyway. You have to understand that doubt will always be there, whispering reasons why you shouldn't try, reminding you of every mistake you've made. It's not about eliminating that voice completely. It's about refusing to give it control. When you replace doubt with determination, everything changes. You begin to see that you are not your fear, you are not your past, and you are not the limits that others have placed on you. You are the choices you make in the moments when your mind tells you to quit, but your heart tells you to keep going. Silencing doubt is an act of courage. It's standing up to your own insecurities and saying, I hear you, but I'm moving forward anyway. That's where growth begins, not when the fear is gone, but when you stop letting it run your life. Every great story has moments of doubt, moments where the hero questions their strength, their purpose, their worth. But those moments are not meant to break you, they're meant to reveal you. They force you to dig deeper to find the voice inside that says, yes, I can. The more you challenge doubt, the quieter it becomes. The more you take steps forward, the less power it has over you. And soon, that whisper of you can't turns into a reminder of how far you've come. Silencing doubt is not a one-time act. It's a daily decision to choose belief over fear, progress over perfection, and courage over comfort. Every dream, every success story, every moment of triumph begins as a vision long before it becomes reality. Vision is the seed, and belief is the soil that gives it life. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who see the world as it is, but as it could be. They carry an image in their minds so vivid, so powerful, that it pulls them forward even when the path ahead is uncertain. Vision always comes before victory because you cannot reach what you cannot first imagine. The world may not understand your dream. They may call it impossible, but that's because they can't see what you see. You have to hold on to that inner picture, even when everything around you seems to contradict it. Having vision doesn't mean you know how everything will happen. It means you trust that it will. It means you're willing to take steps into the unknown with nothing but belief guiding you. The greatest minds, the strongest leaders, the most resilient souls, they all started with a picture that only they could see. When others saw obstacles, they saw opportunity. When others saw failure, they saw lessons. Vision is what turns struggle into purpose, because when you believe in what you're building, the pain becomes part of the process, not the end of the road. You begin to understand that the delay is not denial, it's development. Every challenge is shaping you into the person who can handle the victory you're envisioning. Vision before victory also means learning to move without applause. You might have to work in silence, grind in the dark, and believe when no one else believes. But that's where real faith is tested. The world rewards results, but the journey begins with unseen effort, with quiet persistence that no one claps for. You have to keep your eyes fixed on that vision when the doubts creep in, when the plan falls apart, when the progress feels too slow. Because the moment you let the noise of the world drown out your vision, you lose your direction. The people who make history are those who never let go of the image in their minds, even when their reality didn't match it yet. Vision gives you something to aim for, something to fight for, something that keeps you alive when the road gets hard. It's not about seeing the finish line, it's about believing it exists, even when it's still miles away. When belief is strong, resilience becomes unstoppable. Life will test you, it will break you down, it will challenge your limits and push you to the edge. But the one thing that will carry you through it all is the power of your belief. Resilience doesn't come from never falling. It comes from getting back up every single time you do. It's that inner strength that whispers, "I'm not done yet." Even when you're exhausted, even when the world seems to be against you. When you truly believe in yourself, you no longer see obstacles as signs to quit, but as opportunities to prove how far you can go. That belief gives you a kind of courage that doesn't fade when things get hard. It grows stronger because of the struggle. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment becomes fuel when it's filtered through belief. You start to realize that pain is temporary, that rejection is redirection, that loss can build wisdom. Resilience through belief is about trusting that even the hardest moments are shaping you into the person you're meant to become. It's knowing that your journey has purpose even when the path is unclear. Without belief, adversity breaks you. With belief, adversity builds you. Every storm that tries to drown you ends up teaching you how to swim harder, think smarter, and rise higher. You begin to understand that your circumstances don't define you, your response to them does. When people doubt you, when doors close, when nothing seems to work, belief keeps your spirit alive. It becomes the voice inside that says, "I've come too far to stop now." That's resilience, not the absence of fear or failure, but the decision to keep showing up despite them. The strongest people aren't the ones who never struggled. They're the ones who refused to let the struggle define their story. Their belief in their purpose kept them grounded when everything else fell apart. And as they kept going, that belief turned into momentum, and that momentum turned into transformation. Resilience through belief is not about pretending everything is okay. It's about standing tall in the middle of the storm and knowing that you still have power over how this story ends. When you choose to believe, you give yourself permission to fight, to grow, to heal, and to rise again no matter how many times life knocks you down. The world will not believe in you until you give them a reason to. That reason begins with your own belief. Becoming your own proof means showing the world through action, consistency, and persistence that what you say you can do is real. You can talk about dreams all day, you can plan and hope, but belief is proven through motion. It's not about convincing people with words, it's about letting your effort, your results, and your resilience speak for you. When you truly believe in yourself, your behavior changes. You stop waiting for opportunities to appear and start creating them. You stop asking for validation and start earning respect through your grind. Belief is not passive, it's active. It requires you to move, to show up, and to keep working even when no one is watching. Becoming your own proof means holding yourself accountable for your dreams. It means doing the work on days when motivation is gone, when the plan falls apart, when the results are invisible. That's when real belief shows itself, not when things are easy, but when you keep pushing through the hard parts because you know where you're headed. When you operate from that kind of belief, you stop needing people to believe in you, because your focus shifts from seeking approval to building legacy. The world starts to notice when your actions align with your words. They see your discipline, your consistency, your hunger, and eventually, they start to believe because you've become undeniable. Every great person who's ever achieved something extraordinary had to go through a phase of being misunderstood, doubted, or ignored. But instead of arguing or proving people wrong with words, they proved themselves right with results. That's what it means to become your own proof, to let your journey be your testimony. You have to be willing to trust the process long enough to see it through. You have to keep working, keep improving, keep showing up until your progress becomes impossible to overlook. When your belief turns into action and your action turns into results, that's when the world begins to believe in what you always knew was true. And even then, your belief must remain the strongest, because it was belief that got you there in the first place. Becoming your own proof is about embodying your vision so completely that you no longer have to explain who you are or what you're capable of. Your life becomes the evidence.